Hello everyone, it's Cassidy and welcome back to my channel. So today's vlog is going to be finally doing another 24-hour timer challenge video. I don't know the last time I posted one. I know I've attempted to do one a couple times and I've never seen the light of day, but I need to get some reading done. It's only February. In January I read 2.5 books. In February so far, I've read the second half of that half book. So I need to get reading. A huge goal of mine this year is to be getting my physical TBR down. This bookshelf is all my physical TBR, so I just need to get it way smaller. I can't do that if I'm not reading. I have a little bit of extra time this weekend to read, not like a ton, but I think I can get some good reading done this weekend. It'll probably end up going into the week next week, but whatever, we'll figure that out when we get there. But I have some books that are on my radar, aka basically just my February TBR and one extra book. So these are the books that are on my TBR, and really 2 of them are my priority this weekend. First is 10 Rules for Faking It by Sophie Sullivan. This was if you haven't seen my TBR for February, make sure to check it out, but I'll kind of spoil it. This was my punishment book for the month, so I want to get to this one. I grabbed the audiobook on Libby, so I should be able to read this pretty fast. It's Friday currently, and I do have to go to work soonish, so I think I can read a big chunk of this today, if not, or at work, if not all of it. Why does my forehead look like a 12 head today? I've been gravitating towards podcasts over audiobooks lately, and I just need to get back in my audiobook grind because that's when I read a ton, just because I can listen to them while I'm at work. So this one's like a contemporary romance, a radio producer, and her boss, she has a crush on her boss, but she thinks her boss hates her. I think she has maybe a kind of dating show. Contemporary romances just haven't been my thing as of recently, or just only very specific ones. I am in my Emily Henry era, but I don't know. But just a lot of them haven't been hitting for me, so I'm gonna try this one and hopefully I enjoy it more than I think I'm going to, and if not, whatever, but at least I'm reading off my TBR. Then I also have Mile High by Liz Tomford. I also have the audiobook for this one, and I've been wanting to get to this one for so long, and I just need to freaking do it. This is a hockey romance between a Chicago hockey player who's kind of the bad boy fighter and the flight attendant for their team, and you're not supposed to intermingle, but they do. And so yeah, I have the audiobook for that one as well, which would help me read that one pretty quick. And then, so those are my 2 main priorities. During my 24-hour challenges, I usually read 4 to 5 books. It just depends on the length of the book, to be honest, and if I have the audiobook for them, or if I'm just physically reading them, because that makes it slower. But I want to go for my TBR first, my February TBR first, so I can actually finish that one because January wasn't even close, and I am excited about the books on my TBR. And then once that's finished, I can spend the rest of the month reading whatever I want. So the other 2 on my TBR that I'm gonna maybe pick this weekend, which also all of this TBR could be completely changed. But I have options of Liar by Tate James. This is the 2nd book in the Madison Kate series. This one I only have physically, so that would be one thing, and it's 400 pages, but big font first off, and I remember I read the first one quite fast, so I think I could read this one pretty fast as well. One's a reverse harem, darker romance. And then I also have Praise by Sarah Kate on my Kindle. This one's the first book, I think, in the Salacious Players Club, another dark romance girl with her ex-boyfriend's dad. Another book that's on my radar that's not on my February TBR is Where She Went by Gail Forman. This is a YA sort of contemporary romance, but I think basically just a fiction. It is the sequel to If I Stay. And when I'm filming this, it's Super Bowl weekend. And last year, actually, I believe I did a 24-hour timer challenge on Super Bowl weekend as well, and I read this one in it. I will try and remember to link that one because I think it was a really successful one, and I found one of my favorite books of the year last year during that one. But I'd love to just finish this duology. It's 200 pages. So I guess I didn't really explain. If you haven't seen a 24-hour timer challenge video, basically I'll start a timer. I don't know if I want to do it start at 0 and climb up to 24 hours, or if I want to do start at 24 hours and count down. I think I normally do it that way. Doesn't really matter, more that I just have to do math. Well, every time I'm reading, I will start the timer. If I'm not reading, I'll stop it, and I have to read for the full 24 hours. Sometimes I stop before the 24 hours because sometimes I'm left with like an hour. There's a lot that's not on my February TBR that I want to read this month. So if I get most of my February TBR done pretty early in the month, it's only the 7th, Friday the 7th. If I get a big chunk of it done this weekend, then I have a couple weeks left in the month to read whatever I want. Anyway, these are my options for the weekend. We'll see what I actually get to. These are really all my options for the weekend, but this is my TBR as of now. So I'm gonna get finished getting ready for work and get into my first book. This will be my first book, so we'll see how much I get done while I'm at work. I changed my shirt, but it is the same day. I just got home from work. So let's talk about what I got done today. I am here in 10 Rules for Faking It. I'm on page 227, which I already forgot what percentage in the audiobook that is, so let me go check. I'm 60% in, so not too long left. When I did one of those like calculators online because I am bad at math, I have my audiobook at 2.75 speed, I believe, and so it said it would take me about like 4.5 hours to listen to this. My timer is at 20 hours and 58 minutes left. So I listened to it for about 3 hours, so I should have about an hour and a half left. I did end up listening to one episode of the podcast while I was at work because it's Crime Weekly, it's Friday, it's a new episode, so I just had to. I couldn't not. And I wasn't bored, but I wasn't like, it was when I was probably 50 pages in, so I wasn't super into it yet. But I'm actually enjoying this one quite a bit more than I thought I would. So we have our main character, Everly Dean. She's kind of got like a lot of problems going on right at the beginning of the book. It is her birthday and she walks in on her boyfriend cheating on her. She goes into work and she works at a radio station. She's a producer and she tells her best friend who she works with and basically rants about her now ex, and it turns out they're on the air the whole time. She goes home and she starts writing a list of like things she needs to change in her life. Not resolutions, but basically like, this is got to change. This is happening. So that's like the 10 rules for faking it kind of thing. Faking it till you make it. And then while she's off, the radio station is getting a lot of calls feeling bad for her, taking the guy's side, because you know there's always awful people like that, people offering to take her on dates, blah blah blah. So then they decide to kind of turn this around in her favor and in the radio station's favor and do a dating show. So these guys applied to date her and she was going on a certain amount of dates and then picking one guy, kind of like a bachelorette sort of thing. So she's been doing that. She also deals with a lot of anxiety. Her parents are, I think maybe they mean well, but they're so oblivious to everything, and they put her in the middle of their relationship a lot. So I think that is causing her a lot of issues in her commitment ability. She also has a lot of anxiety, so I do like that in her, that representation. And then we also have the real romance, let's be honest, is between her and her boss. Definitely both of them are like, that cannot happen, but they haven't voiced that they have that feeling for each other. But she's like, he's my boss and I don't know that he likes me like that. She didn't even know if he liked her as a person, so now they're becoming friends through all this, but still not wanting to cross the line. He doesn't have plans on staying around for too long, so he's trying not to get into anything as well. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit more than I thought I would. I'm not like obsessed with it, but I like it actually. This also had, I think this is the lowest rated book on my TBR currently, so if not the lowest, like one of the bottom 5, I guess. So we'll see. Hopefully the last little bit is interesting, because there's still 100 pages, I guess, or maybe over 100 pages. Yeah, like 140 pages. So hopefully I still enjoy it. So I'm gonna get back to it. Friday is usually the day I order some food order some takeout, so probably do that, and I will definitely be watching Drag Race at some point tonight. So no, I can't go to bed until I finish that. That's my one rule. And then hopefully I would like to at least start the next book as well, but we'll see. Sorry, my hair is a mess and my makeup's probably halfway off my face, but it's now like 8:20 and I finished 10 Rules for Faking It by Sophie Sullivan like probably 10 minutes ago. I was just watching some sprints, so I was listening to the chatty bit, but this did lose me a little bit at the end. I am tired, so, and I was hitting my like after dinner slump, so I was like not paying attention for a little bit at the end here, but I feel like I didn't really miss that much. I think it could have been a little bit shorter, and I was feeling a 4-star rating for quite a while. And then there is one of the biggest eye roll moments ever in this. There's an acronym, SCI, in here. The things leading up to this happening, it'll spoil, so I'm not going to mention it, but there's an acronym in here, and it's probably the worst thing ever. It made me want to close this book and never pick it up again. So it went down to a 3-star just for that eye roll moment, and I mean also because I was kind of bored a little bit for the last, I don't know, 100 pages. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. I thought I was going to hate it, so I'll give it that. This was the 3rd lowest rated book on my Goodreads shelf, so I hate this cover. Every time I look at this, I'm like, I don't really like their faces. I'm sorry, I don't. Anyway, like, it was not bad, and I'm glad I got to it, and I made myself get to it with it being on my February TBR. But I am at, I think it was 18 hours and 58 minutes left on the timer. That one did take me longer to read. To be fair, probably 15 minutes off of that is me being bad at pressing stop and start on the timer, but I am going to watch Drag Race now that I finished this. I'm glad I finished it before, because I feel like I'm just not gonna really want to do anything much for the rest of the night. But maybe if I could get a little bit into this, like 50 pages or something, I don't know, just get a start into it. I did the calculator again for this one, and I think it said it would take me 6 hours, or just over 6 hours, to listen to this one. So that's not too bad, and that will take me down quite a bit on my timer. So if I read this all tomorrow, that would be great, and we'll go from there. So hopefully I'll start this, but I'm gonna go take a break from reading and watch some Drag Race. Okay, hello guys. It is the next day. I had a little bit of a slow morning. I let myself sleep in a little bit, 9:30, crazy. Then I had to do school this morning, so I didn't get to start reading until around noon, but I instantly put in my AirPods while I got ready, and then I just did some cleaning around the house. I've been listening to Mile High, and I'm currently 128 pages in. I'm on chapter 16, which is 25% into the audiobook. So, and I'm currently at 17 hours and 22 minutes on left on my timer. I definitely think I can read this all today as long as I'm doing stuff that allows me to listen to the audiobook, as long as I'm not like watching TV or doing really editing. Then I think I should be able to finish this pretty easily because it's reading really fast. Mile High is a hockey romance set in Chicago. It's the start of the Windy City series. So we follow Xanders, who is the bad boy, always seen with a new girl, fighter kind of hockey player who seems like that on the outside and is a little bit of that. He's not really into the commitment kind of thing, but he's also kind of a softie. And then we have Stevie, who is a flight attendant for his team. I think they're the Chicago Raptors or something like that. And there's supposed to be no crossover between the players and the flight attendants. Strict policy, you can get fired for it. But of course, these two have this kind of dislike for each other, and he starts to enjoy annoying her. And that turns into some really good banter. They keep running into each other, and it's getting harder and harder for the two of them to stay apart. I'm really enjoying this one so far, and it's, like I said, a really quick read. There also is a fun little playlist in the front of this one. Like, I'm really enjoying this. Obviously, I have a lot of book left. There's 470 pages total. So I still have 350 pages to get to, but I'm loving this so far. I love the bad boy vibes. I know what's gonna happen, that he's gonna give up his bad boy ways for this one girl. The only bad thing is I know this is gonna make me want to buy the rest of the series, so dang. The only other thing I was gonna say for an update for you guys is I might read Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy tomorrow, because it's Super Bowl day. So I was like, this is the only football romance I think I have on my shelves, but I thought maybe this would be like a fun thing to do. It's 370 pages. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna get to it, but it's kind of like the perfect time. I bought myself a Switch. It was my kind of Christmas present to myself, using Christmas money and gift cards and stuff. So that is showing up today, and I'm really excited for that. So I will probably listen to my audiobook while I play later when it shows up. We'll see. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. It is quite a bit later. 9 o'clock already. Finished Mile High probably like 15 minutes ago. Let me say this before I forget. I have 12 hours and 25 minutes left on the timer because I'm gonna forget. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was super cute, super fun. I give it 5 stars on Goodreads. It's maybe like a 4.5, but I'm not mad with it just saying 5 stars as my review. The only thing, the third act breakup did last a really long time. And I think it could have just, that amount of time that it took them to get back together, that amount of time could have passed. Oh, did my light die? Okay, sorry, my light died, so you're just gonna have to deal with this lighting. But we just didn't need to hear about it because some of it just felt repetitive. And to, like, kind of spoiler, but it doesn't really matter. They don't get back together till like the last few pages, so we don't see a lot of them together, and then there's like a short little epilogue of 4 months in the future. But other than that, I really like this one, and I know this is people's least favorite in the series, and the people like actually dislike it. So I have really high hopes for the rest of the series, and like I can't wait. So I will be picking all of those up eventually. I didn't need to buy a whole new series. I didn't need to start a whole new series, but I think this will be one, famous last words, but I think this will be one that I binge pretty quickly. I know the next one is basketball, and then the other two that are out so far are a baseball, I believe, and then the last one that's coming out in May is back to hockey, and it's one of the characters that was mentioned in this one. And I know the second one is our main girl, Stevie. Her brother is the main character in the next one. Sorry, I literally sound tired. Like I'm an old lady. I don't know what to tell you. I really like this one. This one was a huge success, and I'm pumped about it. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna read next. To be fair, I don't know if I'm gonna start anything today because I do need to have a shower. I started watching the newest episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so I want to watch that. I work for like 4 hours tomorrow, so that will cut into my reading time because it's right in the like ideal reading time during the middle of the day, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, and then I was just on Libby returning this, and randomly Beach Read by Emily Henry is a Skip the Line audiobook, and I've been wanting to read that one, so I might listen to Beach Read on Monday to finish this out. It's a Skip the Line, so I only have 7 days to read it, and that just feels like the perfect time to read it. I don't know. I'm not gonna make any decisions because my mind changes every 5 seconds, but 2 books down, basically halfway done, so we're doing good. Okay guys, don't mind me. I'm gonna be getting ready for work when I talk to you guys. So I wanted to give you an update, but I'm kind of running late. Not late yet, but close to being late. I decided to go with Praise by Sarah Kate, so I'll tell you more about it later. To be fair, I was like 14% into it when I put it on my TBR because I had started it previously, like probably like 2 years ago, but I remembered what happened because it's just like a taboo romance, so it's nothing too crazy happening in the beginning. So now I am 27% of the way into it. I think I have like 11 hours and 40-ish minutes left on the timer. I think today will be a little less successful versus yesterday. 1, because I have to work. 2, because I have to physically read everything that I have left, which just takes longer, and I get way more tired easily with that, obviously. That's gonna be my read for today. I'm hoping to finish it today, like read it all. First I have to sneeze after I put on mascara when I'm in a hurry. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later about what it's about, but I just wanted to check in and say hello for the morning, and I am off to work. Okay, hi guys. I haven't really read anything. I just got home from work, so yeah, but at the mall where I work, I did pick up 2 books. I thought I'd do a little haul for you guys. I picked up the 3rd book in the Windy City series. I would have picked up the 2nd one, but they didn't have it. So I picked the 3rd one because there was a sale of buy 1 book, and there was like 5 books that you could pick from to get for $10, and I want this book. And I double checked, it's not on Kindle Unlimited in Canada at least. So this was the best time for me to get it because it's normally 25 bucks. So it was a really good deal, and both books that I wanted anyway and was planning on getting somewhat soon anyway, except that one's a little bit wrecked. So I picked 2 books up, but they were pretty cheap. This one's quite a bit smaller, it feels like, than this one, but it's only 100 pages, but I think that'll be good. Really want to just move on to the 2nd book right now. If they had the 2nd book, I probably would have just picked that up and started reading it. So maybe a good thing for my TBR that they didn't have it, but I'm really tired today and my eyes feel really dry, so I'm kind of feeling like I probably should just have a nap now. It's 3:45. My Kindle says I have 4 hours and 16 minutes left in Praise. I'm gonna try and have a quick nap. And then I need to do my laundry as well today. And then other than that, I don't really have that much. I don't have anything I have to do. I do have a really busy day tomorrow, but we can either finish this tomorrow, aka Monday, or Tuesday. So I just want to actually make good strides today, even though I'm tired. I'm currently editing this video, and I never told you guys really what this is about. I gave you the basic. It's about a girl and her ex-boyfriend's dad. Taboo relationship, but it also is the beginning of a series, the Salacious Players Club, which is a sex club, and we see the building of that, and then they visit it a couple times in this book. I don't know if it's more of a part of the future books. I don't know. But she is his receptionist after her and his son break up, and things develop from there. I am done one of my jobs for the day. I'm done one of my shifts, and I'm just currently waiting for my second one to start. Listened to an audiobook my whole shift, and I read it, started it, finished it in my shift, and it was the perfect length. So I listened to Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is one of her only mainstream, really popular ones that I haven't read yet, and I enjoyed it. It's about January, and he goes by a few different names, but she calls him Augustus. They're both authors, and they end up being neighbors at this kind of beach town, and they have a history, a dislike history. So she kind of views him as this uptight guy, and they're kind of both sad that they're each other's neighbors. He's always not made fun of her, but it kind of feels like making fun of her because she writes romances, and he makes comments about how there's always a happily ever after in her books. And he writes, I just think, literary fiction, but usually it's pretty depressing. And so they challenge each other to write in the other's genre, and then, because they're both facing some writer's block, to help each other out, they're gonna go on these little field trips. He's taking her to a place of a cult and meeting people that were in a cult or were family of someone in a cult. And she's taking him on romantic comedy-esque dates, but they're not supposed to be dates at first. And you can see where it all goes. I know this is a loved book, and I really liked it, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I personally really liked Happy Place and Funny Story more than this one. Both of those were easy 5 stars. 2 of my favorite books from last year. So this one just felt a little bit shorter than that, but it was still really good. And that gets another book off of my physical TBR that I've been I've had it for probably 4 to 5 years now. And I always say, oh, I gotta wait till summer to read it. And then I never read it any summers. So it's cold here and I'm reading a beach read, but it didn't feel, it feels summery, but not super summery. So it didn't feel out of place to read it. But I enjoyed it. It was good. So 4 stars for that one. On my timer, I have 5 hours and 48 minutes left. I would like to get it under 5 hours today. So I have time now to read, but I'm also really tired. So I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done, focus-wise. And then I can read a bit tonight. So as long as I get it to 4:59, I will be happy. I know I can finish the rest of it tomorrow. So I will be reading Praise, and then that won't take me the rest of the time. So we'll see how much is left. I think it says it should take me about 3 more hours to read that one. I can't remember, and I feel like that's always off a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But hi guys, it's Tuesday now. I'm just about to go to work, but I did not read anything last night. I had too high of hopes for myself. I was feeling cuckoo. You know when you're so tired you're going a little delusional. That's how I was feeling, so I could not focus on reading whatsoever. So I still have just under 6 hours to read today. So my solution is I got 2 new Skip the Line holds. One's for Book Lovers by Emily Henry, but I don't know that I'm in the mood for that, to be honest. I really am not sure that I'm gonna like it, but when I saw it on the Skip the Line, I was like, I should just read it. I just read it. Beach read. It'd be perfect to read it, but I'm gonna give it a couple days. I only have 7 days to listen to it, but I'm not gonna listen to it in this video. 1 second while I look up the other one, but I also have The Crash by Frida McFadden on Everand. That's like her newest one. It came out last week, I think. So I have that one, and that one is 3 hours and 41 minutes. That's so nice about Everand. It tells you how long it'll actually take you to read at that speed. I love that. The other Skip the Line hold I have is Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham, and that's what I'm leaning towards, just like a quick thriller, because it's a Skip the Line, and The Crash I can listen to whenever since it's on Everand. I've read 2 of Stacey Willingham's other books. I don't know if she has more, to be honest, but I've listened to A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things. The first one I gave for All the Dangerous Things, I gave 3 stars. So I think she's a decent author for me. So I'm leaning towards this one. Lucy Sharp is larger than life, bold and dangerous, especially for Margot, who meets Lucy at the end of their freshman year at a college in South Carolina. Margot is the shy one and careful one, always a sidekick and never the center of attention. But when Lucy singles her out at the end of the year, Margot spends studying and playing it safe and asks her to room together. Something in Margot can't say no. Something daring or starved or maybe even envious. And so Margot finds herself living in an off-campus house with 3 other girls. Lucy the ringleader, Sloane the sarcastic one, and Nicole the nice one. The 3 of them opposites but also deeply intertwined. It's a year that finds Margot finally coming out of the shell she's been in since the end of high school, when her best friend Eliza died 3 weeks after graduation. Margot and Lucy have become the closest of friends, but by the middle of their sophomore year, one of the fraternity boys from the house next door has been brutally murdered, and Lucy Sharp is missing without a trace. That'll get me down to like 2 hours, and then I will finish off Praise, hopefully tonight. It will be tonight. I'm not gonna say hopefully. Tonight. I just have to do some school stuff before I read, and I probably will go over by like an hour, since I think this has 3 hours left on it, and that audiobook will be like probably 3:45 or something, but I can listen to it all at work. Then I'll feel a little less stressed about how much time is left on here and can actually get this finished, so it doesn't take me forever to do this challenge. Have I told you guys my thoughts on this recently? I don't know if I did. I'm at like the 57% mark, right? And for a while I was like, where is this month? And it really is getting into it now, but I'm scared that there will be no break from it now that it happened. I'd rather it just be like throughout the book consistently, but have other stuff going on. You know what I mean? I don't know though. I still have 40% of the book, so I don't know. But it was dragging for a minute there, so we will see. I'm enjoying it for the most part, so it'll just depend how the rest of the 40% goes. Yeah, hi guys, I have finished. I keep forgetting what that book is called. Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. So I listened to all of that at work, and I haven't put it in what my rating is. I'd probably say like a 3.5. There we get flashbacks, but most of them aren't very long, like far away, like 2 years apart kind of. Either way, I was enjoying it. I just knew this would be one that my rating would depend on the ending and like the twists. And some of the twists I liked, but some of them I just like preference I don't care for. And the end result is just something that I usually don't care for. So I can't really obviously tell you because a huge spoiler, but so I'm gonna probably put it at a 3 on Goodreads, but 3.5 is more what it is. There was definitely a few times that I was at work and I would forget to press start on the timer, or I'd forget to press stop. So I think they hopefully evened out, but I'm at 2 hours and 22 minutes left. Oh, now it thinks 2:23. That seems suspicious. I don't know. I thought it was 3 hours. Now I'm gonna sit down and read. But I got a package today from Etsy. This is something, well, I don't know when it came in, but not that long ago because I keep checking my mail for it. But I made this order back in the end of December. So finally it's here. I got a few Kindle stickers. So I thought I'd do a little opening with you. These are the only ones I have right now. These were the only ones that came in. So it's Arthur and DW's library card, and then this little postal stamp. What was I trying to say? A stamp. That one I didn't buy. That one came free from the store. This one's from Kindle Stickers Studio. I can't remember the name of that one, but honestly, if you look up Arthur library card, that's all I did. And it worked. Did I buy that? Or is that a freebie? Because if I bought that, literally no offense, but it would have wasted my money because it's not how I feel. Coffee is my soulmate. I am becoming more coffee dependent, but when I ordered these, in my head I hated coffee, so so first I have this cute little one. It's like a tarot card called The Reader. I have a tote bag that has that kind of, not the exact same thing, but the same idea with the tarot card on it. And The Reader, I got this one. Books Are My Happy Place. Oh yeah, I forget what I got, so this is exciting. It's bookish with the Bratz like font and with the angel halo. Book Boyfriend's God's Apology for Men in Real Life. I remember the store had a lot of cute ones, but I had to bring it down to not spend a bunch of money. But when I bought it, there was like a really good sale going on, so I can't remember what it was, but hello, I'm never not reading thrillers, which that works out for my last read. Booktrovert, a bunch of books on the bottom, and then finally like these ticket stubs, Enemies to Lovers book club. So those are super cute. I think the owner probably just put in like a freebie. So I'm gonna go read now. I'm not yapping too much, so I'll talk to you guys when I'm done this. I finished the challenge. So I finished with 2 whole minutes to spare. I think it was 2 minutes and like 8 seconds or something. So I finished the challenge and I didn't go over. I think that's the closest I've ever been to actually finishing it. I think a few times that I've done it, I've went over or technically under by like an hour or 2. So this was perfect. I ended up reading 5 books. Let's talk about them in the order that I read them. 10 Rules for Faking It by Sophie Sullivan. Went into this really thinking I wasn't gonna like it. Didn't hate it. Wasn't like amazing, but I thought I was gonna like hate this book and like probably DNF it. But I think that since I listened to the audiobook and that went really fast, that definitely helped this. I feel like I already forgot what happened in this. So it's not the most memorable book since I read it on Friday. It's kind of forgettable, but I think I gave it 3 stars, and I'm glad I read it because it was one that I was gonna put on off forever. And I have the biggest win of this challenge, Mile High by Liz Tomford. I loved this one, and I'm so glad I finally read it, and now I'm like ready to read the rest of them. I'm gonna order the other 2 that are out maybe tonight, to be honest. This was definitely the winner of this challenge. 5 stars, 4.5, I don't know. I still haven't really decided, but 5 on Goodreads is good with me. I have a mass market paperback version of Beach Read, and I thought if I really like this one, I would buy a new copy, but I don't think I like it enough to buy, like, spend the money on a different cover. But I won't get rid of this one, but I don't need the normal one. I don't love it that much, but I liked it, and I'm glad I finally read it since it's people's favorite. It wasn't bad though. I enjoyed this one, just not as much I think as the masses do. What did I read by Stacey Willing? You're So Lucky. Something about being lucky. I cannot keep that title in my head. It does not compute for me. This one again. Oh, did I say I gave this one 4 stars? 4 stars for this thrill mystery as well. Didn't love, well, I think probably like 3.5 actually, but I didn't love the ending, but I enjoyed some of the twists along the way, and I was interested for most or all of it, so I feel like that's a win, but definitely a mystery I didn't need to own, and no, I don't know, no regrets about listening to it. And then finally, I already returned it on my Kindle Unlimited, so I can't show you the cover, but Praise by Sarah Kate, I finished this one. So here's the difference between that Stacey Willingham one and Praise. I think I put in the mystery as a 4, but it's probably like a 3.5 on Goodreads. Praise, I put it as a 3, but it's probably a 3.5. Just which way I'm leaning on the side of the 3.5, I guess. I don't know, I just think this one dragged for a little bit, and I don't know if part of it was I wasn't super in the mood to read last night, but I really wanted to finish this challenge, so I don't know if forcing myself to read maybe not enjoy it as much. I enjoyed parts of it, and it wasn't bad, but I didn't love it. I maybe will continue in this series. I might like nitpick which ones, or like pick which one I read, probably not the whole series. I don't think I liked the pacing of this book. I don't know, something was just off about it. I don't even know if I have like a real reason that I didn't love it. Something just fell off for me, so 3.5 is not a bad rating at all. So I enjoyed it enough, and I'm glad I finally read it, because it's one that I've started and stopped multiple times, and like a couple of years ago, so at least I finally got it done. 3 books off my TBR. Praise and that Salacious Players Club series was one that I had previously debated on buying, and I'm glad I didn't. There will definitely be like Kindle Unlimited books that I will just stay on the Kindle. And honestly, Beach Read and 10 Rules for Faking It have been on my TBR for quite a while, and even Mile High is getting up there, so I feel very happy with what I accomplished in that 24-hour reading period. So yeah, I think that's about it. I feel like I love doing this challenge, so I need to do it more often this year. I always say that, but so if you like that, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those will mean the absolute world to me. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video and what you thought of them. And you can leave a blue emoji down below, because I apparently was just reading blue books. If you've made it to the end, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!